name is Jeremy Nisley, and I served in the Air Force. I was an age mechanic in the Air Force. I worked out on a flight line. It was an amazing experience. I signed up for a 6-year training contract with the Air Force as an age mechanic. I went in as a airman first class. It taught me so much. I came up in a small town in Ohio, not really understanding much about diversity, about inclusion, about anything. I knew how to turn wrenches. So that's what, brought me to the Air Force. And what I learned is not only how to refine those skills that I had already had, but about leadership, about diversity, about inclusion, about culture, well beyond what I had ever even realized was in the world. It was formative, to say the least. My current career is I am a program delivery manager and I'm part of the OhioMeansJobs Center network, and I help get veterans back to gainful reemployment. I was a disabled veteran, so I came out of the military kind of lost, kind of without tether or understanding of how to move things forward. So, coming back here to Ohio and not having really an understanding or idea what to do with myself or where to go next. And I was fortunate. I became part of the customer of the Ohio Means Job Center system. I went up to Toledo, Ohio, and walked into the stores up there, and I was trying to seek information on unemployment compensation, and because I had been told I was ineligible, I was trying to get some advice and some guidance, and those folks, turned my whole world around. They grabbed me up, much like what the military had done, and said, okay, there's a way to do this, and showed me those tools and things that I needed in order to be able to reintegrate back into the civilian world. And it made a world of difference for me, and that's how I ended up where I am today. Now I'm working with the Ohio Means Job Center system and making a difference in other people's lives. I was chasing mechanical, aptitude. I still have those skills that they're very well refined. But I'd have to say those leadership skills and those other intangible things that I didn't expect to learn in the military. Those are the ones that I have really played the major portion of everything I've done since I left the military. Because I had those skills, first I went into heating and air conditioning, which was, it's something that I'd learned and became certified in the military, but I just wasn't satisfied. I joined the service in order to be able to give back to my community, give back to my country, and to not have that and just feel like I was making a profit for someone. It really wasn't helpful for me. Didn't give me that sense of satisfaction. Like I said, I felt untethered. So, I ended up going into the Chapter 31 vocational rehabilitation program through the VA, being a disabled veteran. And then doing that, I got more involved with the Ohio Means Job Center network, and started utilizing some more of those services within the system. And through those interactions, I was afforded the opportunity in order to be able to join the team and actually become part of the system. And ever since then, I've just been working my way through different opportunities within that system in order to be able to advance a little bit further and do a little bit more and take on more responsibility. And all of that has been afforded to me through my military career, through what I learned, and through being a disabled veteran. That's what's made it happen for me. It's an adventure for everyone. Having the ability to have walked with so many veterans now throughout my career through that transition, most of us find ourselves when we leave the service, we're used to a very structured environment. We're used to a lot of hand holding, or at least we were told, go from point A to point B and, do these things, these activities at every intersection. And when you come out into the real world, you're told to just go find a job, and you don't understand where to go. So having a system like the Ohio Means Job Center and people there that are like myself, or like the other people that I work with, we're there to help guide and coach to give that structure again. And it helps so much in order to be able to give those little pieces and parts that makes the world a difference for those individuals and gives them that structure that they're craving. So I'd say any advice that I could give to all of my military brothers and sisters out there is come talk to the Ohio Means Job Centers. There are people just like myself out there willing to help you, willing to assist you. You know, it, it, we're out there. You know, come use us. I'd have to say every day. Um, that cultural diversity, that inclusiveness that learned through the military, the I I still live in Northwest Ohio, but I have management abilities or responsibilities from Cleveland all the way over to the Indiana Michigan border, and then clear all the way down here to the Cincinnati area. I have half the state of responsibility for the programs that I serve. I have Ohio Means Job Centers in every county across the state. And to be able to maintain those relationships and understand the dynamics and the things that they're concerned about, and not just looking at my own program, my own responsibilities, but trying to understand the whole of the situation and the driving forces behind it. You know, all politics is local, and when it comes to, you know, this world, that's true as well. So being able to see more than just being able to turn a wrench, you know, is what I expected to go into the military and learn. But to spend time in the Middle East and be able to see the driving dynamics there, and you know, even though I was there just turning wrenches, but be able to see the third country nationals that were there and the struggles that they were going through, not only there as being third country nationals, but also as those uh, because they were from a home country, you know, the being able to send money back home, how often they could go home, you know, talking to them about all those different dynamics. And my my interactions with them was formative. It made me really appreciate the freedoms, the everything that we have here in the United States. You know, I remember talking to one Filipino gentleman who was telling me, you know, that he'd been home 3 times in 5 years, you know, and that he had new children. Well, they weren't his children, but they were his children, you know, and to be able to see the pride that he had at his family growing and that he was able to help contribute to that, you know, and that he had new children, even though they weren't his, they were his. And um, it just really made me in awe of the things that I took for granted. And, you know, I think about those people every single day. And that drives me to continue to appreciate what I have here and try to you know maintain that focus on you know as crazy as things can be, they're better than what I've seen.